Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Jason with Inner Powerhouse, here today to talk to you about living in balance. This time that we're in right now is a time to live in complete and full balance within who you are and within what you are and bring to this world. There is a major energy shift that needs to happen. Again, if you watch my other videos, so many people are focused externally and they're not focused internally. And if you go to a therapist or counselor or coach and you spend your whole session talking about somebody else and their behaviors and their stuff and how their stuff's affecting you, you're not focused on what you need to be learning and doing, which again is a big distraction many of us get stuck in. We're so focused on the other person. If you've ever spent time looking up if somebody's a narcissist, or is somebody gaslighting me, is somebody bipolar or some other very negative experience thing, you already know that person isn't good for you. There is no amount of data out there that could tell you what that person is or what they're doing that you don't already know when you start to look up things like is this person gaslighting me? Is this job gaslighting me? Is this person a narcissist? Once you've gotten to that point, you already know the answer. But we don't trust the answer that comes from within. And the simple question to ask yourself is this person, is this job, is this car, is this environment I'm in good for me or not good for me? Is it bringing joy and peace and love and inner growth to my life and excitement? Then I need to figure out how to stay and what to do and how to make that the best experience ever. If it's bringing negativity, toxic energy, self-doubts, if I ever think I'm crazy after dealing with somebody, I'm not crazy. The relationship itself, the energy and the dynamic of this relationship is not bringing me love, joy, peace, comfort, and connection. That's the simple question to ask yourself. And again, it's not as simple as saying, no, yes, this person is abusive and narcissist. I'm cutting them out of my life. I'm going way over here. You could do that. That's an option. You could move right here away from them. You know, if you watch Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart, she has a speaker in there. I'm sorry, I forget the person's name, but she'll tell you if you watch the video. In the video, her definition of boundaries is beautiful. It's the distance that I need to be from someone or something to love both myself and that other person. So again, if I'm deciding if you're a narcissist or gaslighting me or again, somehow toxic in my life, I then get to choose how far away from you I move to feel safe and feel love and feel comfort. Now that could be literally moving away, or it could just be setting up boundaries and setting up limits and changing the way that I interact with you. So this whole energy that we're in right now is about coming back to your own inner balance. The biggest problem in the world right now with many, many people is a lack of personal empowerment, a lack of personal action for my own behalf. Too many of us are over giving to negative and toxic energies that just take and drain us and never give us anything back. So again, you need to sit with yourself quietly or with your therapist or your coach, your counselor, whoever's helping you, and you need to assess, where in my life am I in balance? Where am I out of balance and extreme one way or the other? And wherever that is, it doesn't matter. It's how do I move to something more balanced? There's a lot of people out there right now doing cold therapy. They're getting in ice baths and all that stuff. There's a lot of people out there doing hot yoga and sitting in saunas. Those are all great tools. And neither is better than the other depending on what your intention is with it. But none of us can live in those extremes. You cannot sit in an ice bath all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and be productive and have a life and do other things. I'm not even saying physically or not the body could do that. You just can't have a good productive life if that's the only thing you can do. And same over here, being in the heat is great, and sweating things out and getting some energy moving, great. But it's mostly somewhere in the middle that I need to be temperature-wise. I need to be warm, and I need to feel good, and I need to be able to move wherever that is in relation to cold or hot. Same thing in my life. I cannot sustain myself existing on the extremes. I need more balance to make my life what I want it to be. That's a simple way to start thinking about where you're at. You don't really have to know if you have anxiety, depression, bipolar, if this guy or girl is a narcissist or whatever it is. You just say, am I in balance here? And if not, what changes do I need to make to bring this into better balance? And as I mentioned in one of my other videos, you're only here to drive your own car in your own life forward. You cannot drive anybody else's. Nobody else can drive yours. That is a big lesson people need to hear. Even though it's difficult, a lot of us have been taught to help others, give to others, stay in that relationship and help that person. But all I'm doing is allowing that person to not move or grow or learn what they need to learn. And then I'm not learning anything I need to learn because I'm focused on them. So back to me. Am I in balance? Where am I in balance? Start with where I'm in balance and ask myself, how did I get this part of my life in balance? And how can I use those examples and experiences to bring these other parts into balance? Think about that for your life. All you have to do is ask, does this feel good and helpful and positive, encouraging, or does it feel bad and negative and unhelpful and makes me feel overwhelmed and I feel crazy when I leave? And anything that needs to be limited. That needs to be managed differently. There needs to be different boundaries and energies. And again, all the time you spend looking up labels and looking at everything isn't helping you make the decisions and the choices and the actions that you need to make. And here's one last point. I often say, it is hard to stay in places of out of balance, and it is also hard to leave places of out of balance. But one of them will bring more peace and care and nurturing and calm to your life, and one keeps you dysregulated. So thanks for tuning in. Again, I will be putting out a video about this 7 emotional circuits and some other information, but I hope you find this helpful. Leave some comments if you have questions. I'll respond to them, and thank you for watching.